I guess the top story would be the Leon Slater news. I think we let off with him last week too, and his future in TNA is going to be interesting. He was on John Cena's last match. He teamed up with Javon Evans to face AJ Styles and Dragon Lee, and of course it was Leon who took the pin there. Sorry, I gotta quit looking at this damn TV. It was Leon Slater that took the pin. He got himself caught in a Styles clash and lost in 6 minutes to AJ Styles. And then a few days later, he appears on NXT and he wins a Fatal 4-Way, and now he's the number one contender to the NXT Championship. As the X Division champion, he's going to be challenging Obafemi on January 6th. Now, Moose also was on last night. He is going to be facing Ethan Page on December 30th, so 2 weeks from now. I don't think they're having a show next week. So 2 weeks from now, he'll be on that show, facing Ethan Page for the North American Championship. It very much seems like WWE is making sure to beat TNA's top talent ahead of their AMC debut. Now, while they will say that they're just trying to showcase TNA's top talent ahead of the AMC debut, but they're going to bring them in and have them lose. And in fact, Moose, if you guys read the spoilers, we kind of already know where that's going. So I get the feeling that the Leon Slater match ends up the same way. I don't see him beating Obafemi. And I don't see him sticking around TNA much longer. It's very clear that WWE is very high on him, and of course they should be. He's fantastic. Like I said last week, he's Will Ospreay. He is, younger Will Ospreay. And at this point in his career, 21, 22 years old, he's better than Will Ospreay was when he was at the same age. Will Ospreay was fantastic. He was spectacular. But I think that Leon Slater's already working a main event style. And it's been showcased time and time again. The guy just has it. He's got it. He has all the instincts. He can cut promos. He can sell his ass off. He can do all the spectacular moves. He can wrestle. He can brawl. He can do everything. He's a high flyer. He is the total package. He's the modern day total package. Now he needs to probably put on a little bit of muscle mass and get a little bit more grizzled, but that will come with age and that'll come in time. I know for a fact that as you get older, you just start gaining fucking weight. But he's signed with TNA. I think, towards the end of this year, but he's already being worked into NXT television. He had his main roster debut already. It's only a matter of time. I don't think he sees the end of that TNA deal. And WWE has the influence over TNA. They are in the power position. I don't want to say they have authority, but you probably could say that if you wanted to. There are two different command structures, but if they really want Leon Slater from TNA, at this point, they can just have him. And they'll try to be somewhat nice about it and say, well, we're going to use him. You guys can use him for a little while. Then at some point in the spring or early summer, it's going to be, okay, you guys just can't have Leon anymore. Here's fucking Stacks. here's the legendary Channing Stacks Lorenzo. That's who you guys are going to get. But we're going to take Leon, and there's not a goddamn thing you guys are going to do about it. And that's kind of the position that TNA is in. But, can I say that's a bad position for TNA? It's like, look, part of the appeal of going to TNA is that you get to ply your trade on a bigger stage than the Indies. You're going to apply your trade on a bigger stage than the Indies, and you're going to be wrestling pretty good wrestlers, guys that have been on television for 20 years and that have WWE experience and AEW experience and overseas experience. So you're going to get that opportunity. Oh, and by the way, if you get hot and you can have a better deal at WWE, TNA is very likely to let you go, right? What they don't want to do is be the company that, brings you in on a low money deal. And then when you have a bigger opportunity elsewhere, especially with one of their partner promotions, specifically WWE, is to kind of hold you hostage. They don't want to be in that position either. Because right now, they're going to be able to attract talent with this platform. They're going to attract a lot of talent. They're going to attract former WWE talent, but most importantly, I think they can attract independent talent to come to the promotion. And you can see like, hey, look at what Leon did. Look at what Joe Hendry did. Look at what Jordan Grace did. TNA didn't have a huge platform, but they were still able to become big time stars, in WWE by going to TNA. And everybody's like, oh, TNA is just a feeder system for WWE. They're all feeder systems for each other, right? They're all feeder systems for each other. And TNA is a stepping stone to both WWE and AEW. Take a look at AEW. Who's making waves in AEW right now? They came off the TNA roster. Josh Alexander, Taurus, Speedball Bailey is doing great in AEW. Ace Austin just had a big match. Deonna Purrazzo is the women's pure champion. So you got to get talent from somewhere, and TNA is that third promotion where you can actually gain experience. You get television experience, valuable television experience. You make better money than you're probably making on the indies. And you're getting to work with top-notch people. And that experience is going to net you some more money down the road. Now, it would be great if they could hold on to a guy like Leon, but he's already outgrown them. Right, like Joe Hendry outgrew TNA earlier this year. I think Leon's already outgrown them. Jordan Grace had outgrown them. And once they outgrow you, there's not really much you can do about it. You got to just let them go, and you got to be graceful about it. And if they want to go a little early, you're probably going to make that deal. Say, hey, look, we'll let you have them early, but how can we work something out? Can we get something in return? And that's how TNA is going to have to do business. Even like, let's say that they make $10 million a year on this AMC deal, which nobody seems to know what they're getting. My belief is that it's a revenue share deal, but again, like, what does that revenue look like? What kind of guarantees and incentives are baked into the contract? How does it all work? And nobody really knows at this point. But I do think that if it were a big time, big paying money deal, the CAA would have leaked that out to Variety and the Hollywood Reporter and all these other publications. So it's very clearly not this big deal. And so they very likely, low money, like 10 and below, maybe a revenue share, maybe a production split, all that stuff. And, you're not going to be able to compete. Once your talent gets over, like the sharks are out there. There's this major wrestling war happening, and I know a lot of WWE fans don't think that there's an actual war going on. Not for the number one spot. Like AEW is not even close, but there is a war going on, and it's a war to sign talent, and it's a war for market share. And that's between AEW and WWE. So when either promotions, see somebody from TNA that they can get, they're going to go for them, and there's not a damn thing that TNA is going to be able to do about it. But with some more money, they might be able to fight off